Hello, Narnach here. Welcome back to Grim Dawn. We are playing with the Ashes of Malmouth expansion as a dual gun wielding Inquisitor, and we are back in the Bloodgrove. Today, plan is to wrap up in the Bloodgrove. There's some farmers to be rescued, there's some insignias to be captured, there's a lot of cultists to be murderized. Hello there, undead. That means Death Vigil's here. Yes. Good. Right. So we'll be running around through this place for a little bit just to round out the last of the assignments, and after that we're going to move on. We have an appointment in Gariver's Mill. And after that we're probably going to run Fort Haron, and we might even make it all the way to the village of Darkvale. Hearing combat, but I'm not seeing combat. Probably on the other side of the tree wall. So at the end of last episode, I went back to the fine folks at Carmen's Chosen, and well, after dipping into my shared stash and picking up a couple of these lovely Chthonic Seals of Binding, so I didn't have to grind for them. And the follow-up quest for that was to kill the purple boss known as Bolvar the Bloodbinder, which we also did last episode. So the next quest for the Carmen's Chosen is to kill Master Ravok, who is holed up in Fort Icon. Or not Fort Icon, it's Fort Haron. It's the other fort, but slightly closer to us. I think with all of that we should have quite some stuff to do. Hello there, Julius Crowley, Mindbender. Also, you like to draw pentagrams on the floor. I don't think I quite agree with that. I mean, we are an Inquisitor, we are allied with the fine folks of Carmen's Chosen, so we are a bit of a hardliner when it comes to, let's say, heretical, religious symbolisms. Yeah, I think that's safe to say that we do not abide cultists and heretics and all kinds of things like that. So that is 4 out of 5. At some point there's going to be some folks in cages. A little bit of a small secret on the other side of the wall here. Or of the water. And let's actually go to the other side of the tree in order to be able to shoot things, because shooting at a tree instead of past a tree, not very productive. We're still on a quest to collect lots of money so we can craft ourselves a new relic. So the good news is we're roughly halfway there. Bad news is we're only halfway there. But, well, with a little bit of effort and patience, that's gonna sort itself out eventually. And doing some of these side quests is not a bad deal from that perspective. Also, there is a devotion shrine here. I had actually slightly forgotten about that. Also seems like all the stones are in the way for us getting there. Hello. Purple items. No, green items. Purple. Goodbye, Ruined Shrine. Let's see, 1 Seal of Binding, Consecrated Wrappings. Well, it's kind of stuff that you will find in the area around here, so that's okay. Let's see, what does this one do? Chaos resistance is not quite bad, we don't use Grenado, and the bonus to pets is a little bit wasted, but would have had potential. Let's see, Dreadnought footpads, that is more of a soldier thing. A little bit of defensive abilities, but the Ether and Chaos are basically why I'm going with my current one. So we're gonna skip that. We got ourselves a devotion point, so we might as well spend it. I think that's gonna complete the behemoth. Yes, it does. So after that, my goal was to go after the quill. It's gonna get some purple and some green, because eventually we need to get to Ultos. So we'll need some green. The quill will get us 3 points of green, and it does have some elemental affinity as well as a little bit of ether resist, things like that. That's gonna be nice. We have 1 point extra in red, but we only have 1 starter point in blue. Now we need more blue, so I think for now this is going to be it, and we can just go for the quill once we get more points. There is something over here. Ah, a corpse. Oh, hello there, Bolvar. One of the upsides of entering another game session. Now I recorded the previous 2 episodes yesterday, so then of course the next series is for today. But oh, new session means a new chance of killing all the bosses and such all over again. Okay, getting slightly annoyed that there's just too many of your friends nearby. Nothing really personal, but I do prefer the one-on-one fights. A bit more like this. Works out rather well. And of course, lots of loot. Is there anything there? Oh no, it's just a yellow tablecloth. For a moment it looked like there was a treasure chest peeking out there. Cultists. You just can't trust them anymore. They just deceive you into thinking they are treasure chests, but they're not there. And this is the collection of farmers. Also a couple of dead farmers who actually have quite some loot. Okie dokie. So that concludes the side quests that we had in the general vicinity over here. So one in chat is going to be with Captain Summer over here. Oh. So, then next up is going to be to head towards Darkvale. And the side quest was for you over there, Scoutmaster Lysel. Here's the insignia. We got some iron bits, which, well, it definitely helps us on our quest to upgrade stuff. Let's see, we no longer need these. If I'll ever actually play on higher difficulties, I might as well just find them again. It's not that big a deal. And let's see, this is just a massive downgrade, which is always wonderful. Not useful, not really useful. Useful. Shoulders potentially useful. And this is just, we're using a set, so that's alright. I mean, the shoulder pieces, we've been carrying these around since early Act 1 as well, so they are up for an upgrade, if we manage to find an upgrade. Bonus to physical and ether damage is not quite that useful. We do some physical damage. See, there's a little bit of physical damage in our main attacks, but we're mostly elemental, so the damage bonus is wasted. Pierce resist will actually gain 2%. But the reduced stun duration, it's alright, we don't really have an issue getting stunned, and I would prefer to keep the poison resistance here. So, yep, not all that great for us. Let's put that away, put these away. And then off to the next destination for the day. So let's see, Fort Haron is, yeah, that angles us to the right side. Yeah, we've been there. Fort Haron angles us to the right side, so it's probably easier to do, because Gryver's Mill is on the way to Darkvale. So the easy thing is to just follow the road. You can also just cut through for a little bit and just go through the woods. Smaller groups like these, not being very strict about the hit and run tactics, is alright. So this ether crystal covered path is the one that you take for the the Order of Death's Vigil questline. For Arcanus Chosen, it's going to be Fort Haron. I think on multiple occasions I actually did go into Fort Haron with my Necromancer. Just because, though I don't think you strictly need it. Well. It's a nice round, not too big. Okay, you are the one to kill, then the skeletons will just die. Now kill the master, servants will keel over. That's the one downside with the necros. You do need to make sure you're targeting the summoners instead of the minions. But on the other hand, they're not really doing all that much damage. That's, I guess that's a good counterpoint here. Anything here in terms of bonus loot? No, not really. Hello. Why are there so many? Oh wait, there's tables in front that are protecting the crate. Well, I guess that's effective. I was trying to shoot them for quite a while there. A little bit of cheating on the side of the devs, of course. No, having some indestructible terrain protecting the destructible terrain, but well, sometimes that's the kind of stuff. That's alright. And let's have a quick look downstairs here. Okay, so it's just the things here, but oh, again, small treasure chest with a little bit of loot. So now, things like this, now if you look at it from the other side, you might gain a completely different perspective. Okay. So Fort Haron is basically just one big circle. We can just enter into the right hand side and then just follow and then just exit via the left hand side. And you're mostly gonna be alright. Boom. Ah. Trapped you. Tricked you. The damage of the runes without any investment is now slowly starting to get less and less relevant as we go. It's the control magic aspects that are mostly useful here. Okay, they're doing quite some damage, contrary to the colleagues they had before. Stop trying to murder me. And I just continue here. We've now reached the maximum level with the Necromancer, so we can spend some time to just buff up a couple of the skills that so far we've put 1 pointers in, or that we put a lower investment in compared to some of the other skills, just to see if now with more points they become more relevant. And now just take the opportunity to just play around a little bit. So maybe do like one episode where we're focusing heavily on Stormbox of Hellcloth. Now just see if we can do a lot of damage with the lightning and with the tether. Oh, let's not get ourselves surrounded and do some fanciful playthings. Okay, these revenants are sturdy buggers. You don't have a priest backup, right? Right. That would be evil. That would be cheating even. Some human applied. At some point I should actually be out of human add-ons except for the boss. Okay. But just ignore the big, angry, scary skeletons for as long as I can. Can I? Can I afford to ignore them? I guess with enough AoE scattered about, I definitely could afford it, but it wasn't a comfy fight. Okay, lots of loot, that's always good. Some dynamite, I do appreciate that. Let's have a look here. There's always some treasure chests. Some enemies coming after me, so just plop down some traps. And they're gonna go there. They're gonna get themselves murderized. See? Knowing a little bit about how the AI tends to work definitely pays off if you're trapping things and trying to anticipate them. So this is the point where now you've cleared most of the things, so might as well just portal out, go back to our undead brethren. Oh no, not our undead brethren, we're with the Kamen's Chosen, with our holier than thou brothers and sisters, yes. And I think, yeah, we're probably gonna have to save the ashes of Archon Bartholom. First though, let's once again just empty our pockets. Hey, a ring, bit of damage, fire damage. Don't really care much about chaos. It's only one little bit of bleeding resistance, and well, a chaos bolt is nice. It is chaos damage, so we don't really deal that. So that's gonna be unsynergized. This is pet boots. Again, not really great. Most items are gonna be a bit of a mismatch. That looked potentially interesting, but I remember we do have a set item. So despite this having both ether and chaos resistance and a bit of poison resist and some offensive ability and damage reflect, I'm actually gonna pass because I want to keep the set bonus intact. And this is also not a match. Wonderful. Oh, Brother Kaiman, Father Kaiman. What is Empyrean's will? I will recover the ashes of the Archon. Because, well, it's being guarded by Necromancer. Then of course I have carte blanche to murder them. It's very easy. Someone tells me they are the bad guys, I go out and kill them. No questions asked. So, let's see, this points us to Grover's Mill, so you know exactly where to go. And we gained a level, that is also very nice. So, so we spent some time going for that. We could max out Horn of Gendar. It is very definitely a defensive option, and the more points we put in, and the more area will cover. So 2 times 3 points gets it maxed. And it now ranges roughly there. That's also nice. Now it takes us a little bit out of melee range and it takes us sort of kind of to mid-range. And well, that does decent damage against trash mobs. Need to put in a little bit more effort against non-trash mobs. Let's see, there's the mill. Or is it just one of the buildings? Okay. Hey, that horn keeps sounding. Is there anything in the description? No, it doesn't say anything about that it automatically triggers, so... I'm still curious what exactly is happening. No, this was a manual thing. It's nice for breaking loot. Now that we are in this area, might as well just have a quick look at a small secret area. Ooh, hello there. Big bad. Hungering maw. Goodbye, hungering maw. So over here or there, yes, here. So on the Griver's Mill, in the bottom bit of that, you can just pass behind the waterfall, get to the Shrine of the Forgotten God. Which god it is, nobody knows. It's been forgotten. But in general, there's stuff to kill here. And that is good enough for me. Scribe Ostrom's notes. Can't find a single reference. Yeah, see, even the scribe doesn't know who it is dedicated to. But I know loot when I see it, and that is all I really care about. Don't forget to loot the corpse. The corpse contained even more loot than the actual treasure box. And we got ourselves a fused carapace armor, which is mostly acid and poison based. So a bit of a mismatch. Seems Aspect of the Guardian, I think that's the upgrade for Dreek's Blood. So that's more of an occultisty thing. Oh, it's just a nice small area. Payoff is decent, so it's worth going through here on your travels. What's up here? Cool. I don't think I can go through the house. I always just walk around it. And there is the mill itself. Let's see if we can tackle this from a slightly different angle. There's a weather chest there, that's always good. Let's see, they will probably just follow me. Nice dynamic obstacle here. And this just takes us behind, and I guess this technically might be a bit of a secret. Ooh, put down some runes. And then just murder them. Okay, and then there's a spawn indoors and there's a spawn outdoors. And you just have to trigger both of them to make sure you always get all of the enemies. And we did kill enough of the hungry little things to progress the quest. But this was for Sergeant Sharif, so I think this was the other optional quest. So after this we can simply move forward and head towards Darkvale. We're just gonna grab the Darkvale waypoint and the shrine up there. Oh, hello there, cultist people. You have anything to loot in your house? Let's see, what does the road sign say? Village of Darkvale and Fort Icon. Well, that is indeed where we have to be. So we are heading in the right direction. Call of the Blood. That's more lore about them bloody cultists. And that's a dead end. That's a little unfortunate, but luckily we can walk around it and just go about our merry way. Lots of big sigils painted on the floor. I have no idea if this is actually in... Oh, if these are like wards or if this is more tied in with the Chthonic worship. Oh, hello there. Houndcaller, that means there's gonna be some nice doggies here. Kill the master. Unsummon the dogs. And we got ourselves a belt. Chthonian Thread Sash, level 40. Plus 2 to destruction, that is Arcanist. Oh, looking at the Vitality Chaos thing, it seems more of an occultist thing. Oh well. Here we got Trevor's notes. And this is the village. Don't think we're gonna get another level today. We're advancing at a slow and steady pace, but no, I don't think there's enough cultists left in this village to fully fill up our XP bar. But that's alright. Oh yeah, I've been trying to shout that horn 3 times in a row and each time it just didn't go off. Definitely have to be careful of things like that. Because you can effectively just interrupt your own actions. Just generally just following the road here, not going for a complete clear. Oh, let's see, we got ourselves surrounded. Sound that horn. We stun them, we confuse them, and we do them a lot of damage. Ooh, there is a big loot box. Wow, they're actually standing outside in patience rather than going after me. That doesn't seem quite alright. Oh, hello, goodbye. All I want is the loot. I'll take the kills as a bonus. What are we gonna do against Zarya the Bloodcarver, who's gonna guard the entrance to the gate? And of course, next episode we're gonna go after Karos. That could also be an interesting fight. Ooh, buff house. It's actually efficient to just go up here, so you can grab the lore bit. I mean, it's even if you don't care about the lore at all, it's just free experience. So not going out of your way to pick up the lore bits it's there is a gameplay significance to it as well as a lore significance. And there we are. Desolate Shrine, so might as well just put down a couple of these lovely little runes on the floor. Okay, one more set. Marvelous. And then just take a step back and shoot all the things. Oh, and we managed to get Azaria's attention. That's always nice, getting a boss fight in the middle of a shrine. Sure, why not? Okay, might as well just put a protective circle around myself. Must say, we're doing decent damage, also able to do quite some defensive stuff. A combination of protective circle and just lots of crowd control. It does help in a fight like this, especially because Zarya is more of a defensive or more of an aggressive foe with, well, a lot of health, but it's doable. I think I said Quill, right? Yes. So, bonus to elemental damage. That is always a nice way to say hello. And that gets us to the Darkvale waypoint. So let's have a quick chat with Sarge Serif. Back in town. Over there, hello. And the lumber mill is okay. So where are we at? So, nearly 50,000. That's no troll club, but we could potentially afford a troll club. So there's that. And let's see, tonic investments. So that's not going to spend the last bit just sorting through loot, buying a club, and maybe we get a cheaper one. So we could actually end up crafting a new relic. Otherwise, that's going to be next time. So we'll see. Let's see, axe, stormbox of Elgaloth, useful but not for us. Revolver, still massive downgrade. Ditto for this one. We are not using caster stuff. Oh, that's one of the downsides of Darkvale. There's lots of cultist casters, so you get caster gear. If you're playing a caster, that's great. If you're not, it's just more money. Let's see, that's offhand, so it's effectively the pants. Nope. Shoulders, maybe. Chaos resist, but yeah. At some point, sometimes it's better to just say, okay, well, no, whatever this is, just a low-level item. I'm gonna throw it out, and the first thing that comes that I find that I could put in the slot, I'll just get it, and then you have a more natural upgrade path. But in this case, let's just double check. We are overcapped on pierce, so the pierce here doesn't do anything. Poison and acid resistance, 2% overcap. So all we get here is 13%. Plus the anti-venom salve. A bit of physique, a bit of cunning, it's not really all that important. So, defensive ability, damage, spirit, which effectively means damage, as well as a little bit of chaos res and skill disruption protection. Probably outweighs what we have, especially also because the armor is nearly 5 times as high. So for now, no, just sometimes you're just gonna have to break the tie a little bit like that. For this one, I still think the heal is pretty nice, just as another separate way to keep myself alive. On the other hand, getting some elemental resist is not a bad thing. Yeah, for now, we're ignored. And that's that. So we're down 58, that's pretty close to what my goal was, actually. Let's just do an honest question. Am I gonna use this one in the foreseeable future? No, I'm not. I've used Carapace. No, I'm not. Do I have an anti-venom solve? Oh, I always have anti-venom solve. That is lovely. That means we can just put this one in for, at some point we can just take the components out if or when I want them, but for now it's not gonna cost me anything to get the component back. And what we can do is we can just sell the blues, get even more money, and then make a quick stop over to the Bloodgrove. Buy that club, and then if we have 37,500 or more remaining, we get ourselves a new relic. Because I think the guarantee is that the vendor will have one of the clubs available as a green one, but it's going to be a randomly generated green. So no, from one game to the other, it might actually be better or worse, or in my case, it might just be more expensive or cheaper. Hoping for the cheaper. What was it? Hello. 36,000, 46,000. That's only getting more expensive. That's less than useful. Does have the +3 to savagery. This is a +2 to savagery, and it is very cheap. But this bone crusher, bone smasher. Oh wait, I think I'm a bit of a dummy here. If you've actually been shouting at the screen, even already at the last episode, then you might have thought of this before I did. Smuggler's Pass is filled with trolls. So let's just do a simple troll killing run. Actually, these are Mistborn. Technically not quite sure if they count as trolls, don't think so. But there's a couple of them. Let's see, yeah, this is mostly undead fighting. So I'm just actually, because we're so focused here, might as well just ignore. You are a troll. If there's only undead in an area, I'm just gonna skip them. Just really focus only on the Mistborn here. There's a couple of bigger trolls ahead. Oh, guarding the bridge, of course. Oh, they're a little bit of a trope. Troll guarding the bridge. But there's a purple bit further, so I got a pretty good chance to get the item we want from something like that. Ah, you trapped me. I'll shoot you. Okay, clear on this side, and just for the second wave. No, that's good. The traps come in, and the destroyer. Well, you do smash. You actually smash quite well. Yeah, what? Can we try to tank him? Probably not smart to tank a troll, but it's just one troll. Well, how much damage could a troll do? Really? And there is our +3 to savagery green troll club. So, no. And that should be the final bit we need to crafting a new relic. Bum, 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 bum. So, hello there. Legion Blacksmith. So, our goal is the Marauder's Talisman. Yep, that's the Marauder's Talisman. So, elemental damage, all damage, fire damage, cold damage, health, attack speed, and volley, which is an upgraded version of the volley we currently have. higher chance to trigger, more weapon damage, and a 25% damage of dealing flat fire and cold damage. And there's a flat physical damage bonus on there that is higher than here. And we get a random completion bonus on top of everything. It is quite expensive to craft, needs 37,500 here by itself. You have some Blessed Steel, Rolling Blood, those are relatively basic. I think Blessed Steel you need to have to get a recipe for that from one of the factions, Necromancer's Chosen or the Order of Death's Vigil. Inferno's pretty low level. Silver Kobolds, they are a second tier. Crafting components might also be something that you need to craft from get a blueprint from a faction. No, Rolling Blood, Imbued Silver, and the Ether Shards. One of the ingredients is Mistborn Talisman, which requires this a green troll, a bone crusher with +3 to savagery. Everything else is optional, so we managed to obtain that. Severed Claw, Vitriolic Gallstone, and Rolling Blood. Now, as you can see by the numbers of things, now Rolling Blood is common. Savage Claw and Vitriolic Gallstone are a bit more difficult to obtain. I think the claws do drop from dog-like enemies. Vitriolic Gallstone is something that you need to craft yourself. It uses mutagenic ichor and ether crystal to make a 1 out of 4 part. So now craft it 4 times, combine it, and you got your bit. That gets us a Mistborn Talisman. So that's Mistborn Talisman. Then Silver Kobolds, Blessed Steel, Running Blood, and Inferno. And finally we need a Gunslinger's Talisman, which is what we've been using. So we just take that off. We get it, and 2 Manticore Eyes. So now, these second tier, the Transcendent Relics, they are definitely meant to require some effort. But most of the time, with a little bit of effort, within an hour or so, you could probably get the components together. But the iron bits, especially if you have to craft all of the things from scratch, that might be a little bit more expensive. So we crafted it, and we got a random completion bonus of 3% bonus offensive ability. So we just got stronger. Let's see, cutting is the lowest, so we're bumping that one. And then next episode, I'm gonna take it for a spin. But no, it's the same thing, but slightly better, so it's not gonna meaningfully change things. It's just a small stat bonus over here. But with that, I'm gonna thank you very much for watching, and hope to see you again next time. Bye bye.